have a special guest in the studio, and yes, this particular guest, he is a medical doctor, he's a creative, he's a reality TV star, and he has been through quite a lot in his life, and I think he has quite the experience to tell us what it means to live as a young person in this country with the pressures that comes with it. Ladies and gentlemen, Faith Adewale, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
Doing great, Mr. Hero.
Good to see you.
I have to tell you, your name is one of the coolest names I've heard.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Is it really Hero Daniels?
Wow. I like that you're already interviewing me.
I'm sorry, I just love you. I love your name.
Yes, it is Hero Daniels.
Fantastic. Nice
okay, so Faith, usually like I speak to a lot of the ex-BB Niger housemates once, they get out of the house, but I've not had the opportunity to speak with you, so it's a great thing that you're here on Rubbin Minds.
Thank you.
First, before we talk about the show, how are you doing, Faith, really?
I'm doing great.
How have you been?
Really good. Grateful. I'm chilling. I'm cool.
Okay, so we live in a world where there's a lot of pressure that comes with being a young person. There's social media pressure, there's the mental health conversation, and I don't even know if we have enough time to go through all of this aspects of what this interview is going to be like. But tell me, as a young person, how have you been able to survive the pressures that comes with the society, the pressure that comes with fame, pressure that comes with, all of the baggages that come with fame?
I think the first step would be having amazing people around you. I'm always very grateful for my family, my parents, fantastic. I have a good support system at home. I think like the family is the unit of society. So if you have a good unit, most things spring up from there. I also have, good friends and, grateful to God himself. Aside from that, I think maybe the way I was raised to be able to compartmentalize things properly. So I could be doing like 10 different things at once and still figure out a way to make them cohesive. So in a way, maybe that's how I've been able to handle those things.
All right. Now, people would say that, reality TV is just entertainment. We're just watching you for the entertainment, but they don't understand the level of pressure, staying in a place for a long time. Yeah. Can you give us an insight to what that environment feels like?
Yeah, beautiful question. I would liken it to being in solitary. There's a reason why when they want to punish a prisoner, they put you in solitary confinement. Think of solitary confinement, but then you have other people in solitary confinement, and then there's like a mix of activities going on. So for me, going in there, I think it was a very interesting way for me to understand what being isolated feels like from the real world. But then it was also great to see the whole myriad of other people there too. It's not easy. I'll be very honest with you. Humans are not designed to live in isolation. We're not designed to do that. But then we're also not designed to be choked up with people that we have no... So picture it. You're in isolation, and then now you have to cope in that isolation with people you've never met before. And then you leave all your friends outside, you leave your family outside. Now you have to make new friends. But then you also add the extra pressure of it being a game where everybody's trying to win something. And the idea being, oh, you want to create something real. But some people don't want to create something real. Some of them are playing strategies. Some of them are, obviously, it's a game, so there's going to be strategy. So now you have to add all that into the mix. And then you realize there's a lot of pressure going on in here. So much things going on in here. So what it has taught me now is isolation is not what we're designed for. I'm grateful I was able to experience that, because now it gives me the advantage of knowing how to maybe teach that or communicate that to other people, so to say.
Okay, how would you say that environment sort of affected your mental health?
Speaking towards mental health, I feel like for a long time, initially, it made me withdraw because there's so much happening all at once. And because of the kind of person I am, I'm a very perceptive person, and I like to understand where I am. Like I always want to know why this is happening. Why is this happening? Why does this happen? Why does this happen? But then when you have such little time and there's so much at stake, because every week somebody has to be evicted, someone has to be kicked out of the game. That way, the pressure there initially pulled me out. And then as the weeks went by, I think I started to realize, you know what? You're in the jungle. You have to step out. You have to actually go out there. So I think a way I actually started Patreon was the tasks. That was my escape. It was like, okay, I might not like the rest, but I love the task. I would like do really interesting things, go for the games, do all those things, and that was a good escape.
Okay, then your life afterwards, I know how volatile, you know, that space could be in terms of the fan bases, this fan base versus that fan base, Twitter conversations, you know, the trollings and everything, you know. So as an individual, how were you able to handle all of those, the aftermath of being popular? You know, in life, there's always a Davido versus Whiskey, right? So,
okay, number one is you have to realize something. If you want to be famous, you can't take the good sides and leave out the bad sides. The reason why the good sides are coming being famous, or maybe someone wants to endorse you, someone wants to give you a platform. If people can like you, then obviously they can hate you too. And I think mentally, I told myself that it's part of the whole shtick. It's part of the game.
It's the cost of fame.
It's the cost of fame. Like you can't want, if 1 million people like you, that's because they see something they admire in you. But that also means that that same thing they admire in you is a turn-off for a large number of people too. But it's now your decision, your choice to focus on what benefits you. So the same way you say there are trolls on Twitter, even if, let's say, I've come to realize the trolls speak out more. The people that love you don't really see a need to say it. They just love you in their heads. The trolls actually need to voice it out. But at the same time, you need to focus on the fact that there are people out there that appreciate you, that love you. And when it comes to trolls, there's something I always tell myself. If you can actually take the time to sit down and troll me, I've won. I'm here on Channels TV talking to a brilliant man, and you're on Twitter trolling. One of us is losing, and it's not me.
So, that's one way to look at it.
That's one way to look at it, yeah. But at the same time, sometimes the trolling can kind of put things in perspective for you. So it might be a thing of, okay, Faith is doing this, Faith is doing that. I see everything. So I've learned to not internalize things. I don't know that thing I learned while I was on the show.
Right.
Because I was young. I'm still young. I don't know if people think 25 is young. I don't know if 25 is young.
It is young.
Okay, good. So I think...
But if you look at it as a quarter of a century, not so
It's not so young, yes. So I'm still growing. And something I've learned now is you don't internalize things. You need to learn how to get the ball rolling, pick the best from everything. Even the people that say bad things about you, listen, what is in there that might make sense for me?
Right.
So I've learned to actually just take all the things and move on. And you don't I don't react to trolls. I would never do that. But I see it and I'm like, okay, is there any sense here? And this person said, I just did an award last time. And I asked my friend, guy, this is an award. Was it good or bad? And next time, wear a nicer jacket. I learned from that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback with what you just said. Talking about jackets, fashion, right? For a lot of people, especially the everyday Nigerian, right? A young person watching, they aspire to be like you, or a role model, and sometimes that gives them a bit of pressure as well, because then they want to do everything within their little means to get the kind of jacket that you're wearing. So dress like Beyonce, just. Oh, drive big cars like Messi Lamborghini, right? So, how do you think they can deal with such pressures? Knowing fully well that at the level they are, they might not be able to afford these things that you can afford.
Okay, so first step, I think authenticity is very important. That's something I believe in. A lot of people, I've heard people say, oh, you should not repeat a jacket you've worn before, you should not repeat an outfit you've worn before. And I always tell myself, I don't owe anybody that. I bought these outfits and I will wear them as many times as I want to wear them. So I think people will always, the people that love you genuinely, love you for your authenticity. If the people that like you for what you look like, the flashiness, they don't like you. They like something that you present. And I think something that we should all aspire for is for people to love us for who we are. So please don't put pressure on yourself. Don't go out of your way to get things that you don't have, to impress people that will forget about you in 10 minutes. No, I think the way to live this life is do things within your own means. And believe it or not, the universe will bless you. Do what you can, be genuine to yourself, be authentic. And as time goes on, packaging is important. I agree with that too. So you always have to put your best foot forward. I'm not saying wear rubbish. I'm saying put on your best outfits. If you have two, get on with it, and move on.
Okay, that's beautiful. You are a creative and you're a medical doctor. You know, that's a very dangerous combo in the sense that, I mean, you understand how humans should live, and at the same time, you can also influence how humans live. Of late, we've been seeing a lot of medical trends. You know, everybody has a hot take on what you should do and what you should not do. In a space like social media that isn't regulated, you know, some people might not even be licensed to speak on those matters. What do you make of all of the health and the wellness trends on social media these days?
On one hand, I think it's great that we're having health conversations on social media. Some of the brilliant minds I know are just stuck up in classes and hospitals, but the people on the internet that need this advice, and because they're not on the internet, the people, like you said, the people that don't have the proper certifications to give these conversations are taking up their spots. So I think I would love to see a future where more professionals come onto the internet, build platforms for themselves, and speak on these topics. Although right now I see a lot of health talk on social media as roadside snacks, in the sense that you shouldn't really be consuming roadside snacks. You can see them, they're good at candy, but it doesn't mean you should be consuming it because it's not the best for you. So if you want to make...
Wait, so I should not eat gala again? Or I should not eat puff when I'm hungry? Do you know the joy that comes with, hey, gala?
But that's the thing, the joy that comes with it, but there's also a consequence that comes with it. You don't know if it's the proper gala or if it's counterfeit gala. You don't know if it's... Do you know they refill drinks on the internet? On the roadside sometimes.
Of course.
I've seen, not like...
They have mini
factories where they refill the drink.
Yeah.
So it's not like, in as much as it's enjoyable, it doesn't mean we have to, you know, indulge in it. But at the same time, I think a time will come when more professionals will be on social media, create platforms. So you won't be taking prescriptions and stuff from the internet, but the basic things that you would see on the internet, oh, okay, this is how I should eat. This is how I should lose weight. This is how I should communicate these things. Even mental health. I think there are a lot of discussions around mental health that should be on the internet. There's a big stigma against, oh, I'm seeing a therapist, I'm seeing a psychiatrist. In Nigeria, when you tell people that, they think you're crazy.
Right.
But you're not. In fact, I respect people who do that.
Did you ever see a therapist?
Yeah, I did.
Was it after the house?
Yes, after the house.
Okay.
And that's very important because let's go back to the house. You take the house, for example. It's not a normal living environment. The people outside see that in the entertainment. But you're literally in, what's that thing again? The Colosseum, where the Royal Army and the Roman armies are fighting. Like, literally, that's what that is. And then you come out and you have to readapt to normal living.
Right.
You have to readjust. You have to... In the house, you're fighting. People are fighting for food because Big Brother can say, oh, we're limiting food this week. And that's not really how we live on the outside world. In the outside world, you'll be able to go out of your house and be like, oh, my guy, I don't have food at home, but please.
You're really a Nepo baby because Lapo babies fight for food, but continue. I hear you.
Lapo babies fight for food. I'm not
I get your point.
But you get my point, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So there'll be something...
And seeing the therapist helped you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because now there are ways you can't see things. Or just someone is like, okay, let's view these things to a different lens. This is what happened. This is how it happened. How do you think this should have been interpreted? And then now you can replay back your action and be like, I did not process this the right way. And now that you've done that, I've educated myself on like, oh, when this kind of situation happens again, this is how I should approach it. Because someone has been able to sit me down and be like, this happened, this happened, this happened. So I don't know, I just think therapy, mental health, all those things, they help. It's not a stick.
So what's next for Faith?
What's next for Faith?
Yes.
Beautiful. So recently, I just came back from Liberia. I was in Liberia. I went to climb Mount Nimba.
Oh, amazing.
So it's a beautiful mountain. It's a great place. And I want to tell stories. I think Africa has a lot to offer, and nobody really tells the story. So on the side, I want to do something called Faith Takes Africa, where I go to different African countries, and I show people things that they don't. Do you know that Mount Nimba has a unique toad species found nowhere else in the world?
Wow.
It's called the Nimba toad. And toads have eggs and stuff, but these guys, they carry their babies inside them and they release them like the way humans do.
I like how excited you are. You know, I cannot wait to watch all of your YouTube videos. Sadly, we're out of time, but I cannot wait to see Faith truly take Africa. I think you genuinely have all it takes. You're good looking, you're handsome, you're eloquent, you're a superstar,
Thank you so
and
much.
you're very creative. So I wish you all the very best. All right?
Now it's time to show